So it's my first day and my first hookup of the trailer in a very long time. Gosh, I think the last time I did this was a couple of months ago, and so this is like my second time hooking up the trailer. I am at my storage place, and it's a gravel here, and I'm not able to move the trailer very well, so I have to back my car up to line it up with the ball, and that's a lot of, getting in and out of the car, get out, check the ball where it is, get back in the car, moving back and forward until it's lined up. And so that's a bit of a challenge, but I'm getting better at it. I did it faster this time than last time, so that's progress. And so I'm really excited to get out on the road. I'm also a bit anxious because I'm going up to a higher elevation, so I'll be going up. But yeah, this is what's happening with the trailer ball. I'm about to lower it down. Let me turn you around. So you have to line up, you have to get those two fingers behind the ball. So it looks like I need to pull forward a little bit in order to get those two fingers behind the ball. So that's what I mean. It's, by yourself, you really have to just get in and out of your car, go back and forth, and use your camera, the rear view camera, which helps a great deal. And it's difficult to line my car up with the trailer, so what's kind of helping me is to use the solar panel where I'm aiming that middle line. I can sort of help myself line up with that, so I'm grateful for that line there. Okay, well, I'm going to finish up trying to get hooked up and get on the road. But here's the gravel that I mean. It's a little hard for me to pull this 1,100-pound trailer around on it. If I was on paved, I'm sure it would be much easier, but I can't move it on this thing but maybe an inch or two. So yeah, it's challenging to get that lined up there, but I think I'm looking pretty good. So far, the drive up has been great. I have some merge anxiety, so like getting onto a freeway is always a little scary for me in a car, and now that I have a trailer behind me, it's even more scary. But I got lucky. Every time I got onto the freeway, there was no traffic, no oncoming traffic, so that worked out great. And I also have merge anxiety when somebody is, I'm on the main part of the freeway and somebody's coming in on my right to enter the freeway. And that fear is from a bad experience I had when I was around 30 years old. I was driving kind of late at night, maybe 9, 10 o'clock on a very busy LA freeway, the Santa Monica freeway. And I was in the far right lane, but I was not in the main part of the freeway. I was like on a road to the right of the main part of the freeway, and there was a cement center in the middle there. And some guy came up on my right and completely cut me off. And to avoid hitting him, I yanked my steering wheel to the left, and I went over the cement barrier and went into the main part of the freeway. I'm going to pull over because there's some cars piling up behind me. I'm a slow driver. So my car goes over that cement barrier and goes into the main part of the freeway and spins around. And I am facing oncoming traffic. And needless to say, I was scared out of my gourd. Thankfully, the cars coming were far enough away that allowed me to start my car back up again and U-turn as fast as I could and get back going into the right direction. And I was okay. I made it. Thank God the car started back up again, and I was able to turn the car around, because when I pulled over and got out of the car, one of my tires, probably the left front tire, was completely mangled. I even think the axle was dented. So it's a miracle that I survived that. So now I do have merge anxiety when I see cars coming up on my right. But today it wasn't too bad. I mostly traveled in the far right, or the one next to the far right lane. So I guess I better get back on the road here and keep going up to my camp spot. Wish me luck. I'm hoping to find some boondocking. Bye for now. So here's the road that I'm going in on for the boondocking spot, and it's not bad at all. It's about the same as where I store my RV, you know, just a gravel road. There's not been too many ruts.
In 600 feet, slight left.
There's not too many ruts or anything, so I'm really pleased. This is great. Phew, I did it. I got into a boondocking spot. I was coming down this gravelly road, wasn't too bad, but then it had me turn off on a smaller road that was more narrow and a little more rutty, you know, with ruts. And I just kept my calm. Good thing I took my rescue remedy. It helped me keep my cool. And I kept driving to the spot that I had found on a YouTube channel. And I was so worried the spot was going to be taken, because every camp spot I passed on this road here was taken by big rigs and tents and vans. And so I thought, oh dear, what if I get to that spot and it's taken? But thank God it is totally open, and I am so excited. I just parked, and I'm just very relieved. You know, now that I think I got the hard part over, I'm really greatly relieved. Between hooking up the camper this morning, getting on the freeway, driving 4 hours, merge anxiety that I talked about in the previous clip, and then getting to, you know, going up a mountain, which that wasn't too bad. I was going was around 1,000-foot gain for every 10 miles, so it was a pretty gradual climb, so that was great. And just a beautiful drive up here, and so then I was worried about getting, you know, finding the boondocking spot. But I found it, and I'm really happy. I'm right next to a river here, Hat River I think it's called, Hat Creek. So I'm gonna set up and enjoy the evening. Start making dinner pretty soon. It's a little after 4. I get to stay here till tomorrow, and then I go to my established camping ground tomorrow. I can check in at 1 o'clock. So I think I got a pull-through spot, and so that should be easy. So I'm just greatly relieved that today is done. This is the day I was probably the most nervous about, because a lot of things needed to go right, and they did. So I'm greatly relieved, and I'm very happy to be amongst the beautiful pine trees. Let me turn this around and show you how beautiful it is here. So yeah, I'm amongst the beautiful pine trees. I love the smell of pine. It's just the best. It's an interesting phenomenon that I noticed that I had driving up, and it's happened before when I'm traveling and I'm doing something new and just traveling in general. I get flooded with all of these old emotions and feelings and some memories of when I was young. All these great feelings just wash over me. It's almost like a natural high, and all these great memories come flooding over me. A memory that popped in my head that I hadn't thought about in decades was I had a mad crush on this guy in high school, and he invited me to go camping with my sister and I to go camping with him and his buddy Mark. And I remember driving up to the mountains, and I was just so excited to be going up to the mountains. It was all so new for me. I lived in Los Angeles, and it's very flat, and so going up into the mountains was so exciting. And then seeing this guy that I had such a mad crush on, and had a great time. And that memory and those feelings of excitement just came over me again this afternoon as I was driving up. Something I had long forgotten about. But you know how when you're young, you have those wonderful, excited feelings of newness, and travel seems to trigger those great old feelings. So that's really fun, to have those great old memories and feelings and emotions. This is going to be like a lullaby tonight. I'm definitely going to open up my hatch and enjoy this sound tonight. Beautiful. The weather couldn't be more perfect. Down in Redding, I think it was around 100 and, no wait, it was like 94. And up here, 5,000 feet up, it's more like, I would say, mid-70s. So it's just perfect. So it's a great big spot that I have here. And there's the trailer. It's parked partially in the shade. It's best, the manufacturer said it's best if you can be in the shade but have your solar panel, of course, in the sun. A little challenging to do that right now, but I will break out my extension cord. But I've got this nice big spot to myself. Hopefully it'll stay that way. All right, gonna go get set up. Well, my first snafu has just happened, where this stove that came with the trailer, I bought it as an option for the trailer. On my second camping trip here, it doesn't seem to be working. I cannot get the burners to light. So it should be lasting more than one trip, so I don't know what's the matter with it. Which is kind of a disaster because I was going to cook all my meals. Thankfully, I have this little tiny backpacking stove that I'm cooking my dinner with. But I only have one more of these, and I don't think that's going to last for the next 4 days. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm grateful for that little stove. I was able to cook my vegetables and rice anyways, but I'll have to try and see what's possibly wrong with the stove tomorrow. Woke up this morning from a pretty good night's sleep. It got a little bit chilly last night because I had the hatch open, but I slept okay, and I was nice and warm. I have a great view out my window here this morning. I just love it. The sunrise is coming in through the trees. It's so beautiful. And last night before bed, I enjoyed watching my movie on my screen. And this is the hatch that I have, and I opened it up and left it open, and it was a little too cold, so I won't have it open so far tonight. And I have a wonderful view out my great window here of the trees. Gosh, I really love this boondocking because it's so private. Wow, what a difference. This is a great boondocking spot. Couldn't be more perfect. I'm just so thrilled that I found it and it all worked out. Feeling happy. So I just did my first night of boondocking, and I would say it was a smashing success. Just loved it. So peaceful, so quiet. What a difference between this and an established, developed campground. Other than the occasional car coming by on the road here, because I'm kind of close to the road, it's been super quiet. All I'm hearing is the river nearby, and I just love this. It's a wonderful feeling of privacy. I even felt like I could leave, like I left this curtain open on my main window, and I left these curtains open that face the river, and I felt completely safe doing that. Speaking of safety, I felt really secure in my wonderful little trailer here, much more so than when I used to go tent camping, and I really liked the feeling of being in here. It's just so cozy and wonderful. It got pretty chilly last night, as I mentioned before, but I was bundled up under my wool comforter and I was very, very comfortable. It's warming up now. It's around 10 o'clock, so I'm going to get out. Got my awning out for the first time. It was a little hard to put in the center pole. Took some strength, but was able to get the other poles in. And it works great. Provides some nice shade. Okay, this is the not fun part of camping. Huge bug just flew into my kitchen.